Hello everyone. Welcome back to episode 8 or 9 of What If Izuku Midoriya Was Nemesis. Let's, well, you already know my story on why I didn't upload, so I don't know why the fuck I'm trying to fucking talk about it. Let's go. Cause why not? And, yeah. But, last time we left off, during the entire shenanigans, Izuku ended up taking over All Might, taking the quirk, taking over Aizawa and the commissioner, basically adding them to the hive mind to help Izuku's plan. Now, people know about Izuku. People, now believe him to be threat numero uno, right? But it's, only high-up heroes. And the mom doesn't know. Well, and, Inko and, Hazashi know, but, they don't know how big this is. And there needed to be a meeting between all 10 of the brightest and strongest heroes. The top 10. Everyone that would know. What Izuku did was spike the drinks, essentially, with his virus, and let that shit take course. Just giving them small tidbits of information on where Izuku, quote-unquote, might be, and other sorts of things, and slowly people would become more influenced by Izuku, that kind of thing, to the point where Izuku has full influence over those of Endeavor, Miracle, Hawkeye, that kind of shit. Hawkeye, wow, what the fuck? Hawks. That shit, right? But Izuku's fucking upset. He wants to find the man that not only threatened his mother, but tried specifically to fuck him. So his mother and father are under witness protection because they were kidnapped by a bunch of people trying to get to Izuku. And clearly, they fucking have, and they pissed him off. And what happens is pretty interesting. During another attempted kidnapping, this time by Korigiri, alongside, I'ma say Mustard, right? Mustard with some fucking sleepy gas. But, this time it goes different, right? It goes really different. Because unknowing to them, Izuku has been staying in the vents. Alongside with others, just waiting. Watching. Cavorting, thinking. That kind of thing. Even though there's sleeping gas in the room, that shit wouldn't work on fucking Nemesis. This man could regenerate limbs. No. Why the fuck would anyone think that some fucking sleeping gas? No, real talk. This is just, I'm pretty sure this is, just a common sense, right? If he could, he is basically a big-ass white blood cell. Real shit, though. Izuku's body is always healing itself. Why? Because of cell death. So to say that, Izuku's not, body is basically at high alert all the fucking time is not right. You know what I'm saying? His body is immune to, damn near all poisons and fucking gases. I'm pretty sure unless you fucking napalmed him to hell, then proceeded to somehow put all of the chloroform on this man, it wouldn't work, right? Granted, Nemesis fucking fire is an ongoing effect, and that shit, as we all seen from the video games, did fuck with Nemesis, but it didn't fuck with him enough, right? And I believe the only reason he changed forms in the first place was literally because he lost his suit, which, like, had, like, basically leashed him from mutations, right? Which it worked for the most part. Until, you know, it got set on fire. But, regardless of that fact, Izuku is very fucking powerful against things like poisons and gases and venoms and that kind of shit. So when they go to the parents, they pick them up, they make a portal, Izuku is able to get out of a vent, walk behind them, and, like, with zero fucking noise, I'm talking zero, he walks in behind them. And the best thing ever, Izuku walks into the bar with Shigaraki and all of the fucking Action Vanguard squad. I'm gonna be dead ass with you. That portal shut behind Izuku. And Toga just said, yo, who's the new guy? And it's like, what? Mustard fucking turns around, Mustard gets his fucking neck twisted 180 degrees, it pops off like a cork, and then fucking Korigiri gets his fucking metal collar fucking grabbed, ripped apart. Izuku tries to punch him, but he just kind of disappears. He killed 2 people in, like, the span of 2 seconds. Now, Shigaraki literally was not fucking expecting this, as well as no one was, because who the fuck would? And Izuku's like, alright, all of you need to bend over, because I'm about to break my foot off in all of y'all's asses. The closest one I feel would be Moonfish. Moonfish is no longer a person. Moonfish kind of, like, gets punched. And as Moonfish is, like, gets hit in the mouth, which would stab Izuku's hand, he clearly wouldn't care. As Moonfish's teeth shatter, Moonfish's like skull. I want you to admit, well, it's been a while. We all know what Omni-Man did to, like, discount fucking Batman. Racially sensitive discount fucking Walmart Batman. Omni-Man did him fucked up. Izuku did that to him with one punch. Izuku fucking splattered this man's brains all up in Muscular's one eye that worked. Like, for real, Izuku's here to fucking kill all these people. Now, Inko and Hasashi are unconscious. They don't see what's happening. And Izuku steps over both of them. Dabi tries to light his ass on fire. It hits him. It hits him, Why is it not doing anything? Well, you see, when it comes down to One for All, it increased his regeneration by a ×2. He was already immortal. You understand that? It's not that hard to not understand. Well, he wasn't like immortal, right? He could still die if you like killed him like every other fucking person, right? If you cut him in half, threw him in acid, and you physically could not get, well, it's so-so on the acid bit. But regardless, Izuku's clothes burn up. Izuku's hair burn up. But other than that, that's it. So, like, when Dabi stops the torrent of fire, like, Izuku's clothes are on fire, and he just says, I mean, I appreciate the free shave, but, he just kind of whips his head back, and all of his hair on his head would come back, including his eyebrows. But that's not kosher. I'm gonna need both your arms, because I'm gonna shove them up your ass. Shigaraki kind of fucking terrified, because he's seen what Dabi's fire should do to normal people. I'm gonna say All For One was taking a nap until he started hearing screams over the monitor, where he sees Dabi's arms going up his fucking ass, because Izuku is fucking backhanding the shit out of people. He's not taking them seriously yet, either. Like, he's willingly getting hit by everyone except for fucking Shiggy, right? Because that's just painful. The other stuff they're doing, Toge fucking cutting me and shit, no, I'm fine with that. You fucking decaying me? No. Stop it. And I know you're probably wondering, wait, would that decaying do anything? I mean, it kind of would, it kind of wouldn't. It would, you know, it would be fucking weird. It wouldn't do much, but it would still hurt. In my personal opinion, like, you fucking getting, like, slowly but surely, like, experiencing cell death is kinda painful. So, yeah. But, Izuku, on that hand, Izuku's not having it. Izuku is fighting. Shiki tried to touch his mother's forearm. Shigaraki lost both of his arms and then his head. Head with tentacles with shards of bone sticking out of them like fucking machetes, chopping him the fuck up. Turning that man into fucking sashimi. Like, he's gone. He's been dead for like 5 seconds, I'm sorry. Damn shame. But, Muscular, what would he do to Muscular? Because Muscular's fucking abilities are useful. Like, no, like, real talk for Izuku? That shit, like, imagine fucking One for All, fucking juicing that shit up. Like, God. That and Izuku's regeneration, Jesus Christ. Like, that shit. That's it. Shit's a yikes for me. Like, fuck. But, to be honest, Izuku just knocks Muscular out. He finds him too useful. Same with Toga. Right? I mean, that and the fact that she, like, you know, cut him, licked his blood, she's infected. You know what I mean? Like, Toga didn't know, but Izuku did. Dabi's dead. We all know who he is. Fucking Toya is fucking dead. Okay? I know, our poor sad little blue flame boy fucking died. Fucking blue Amaterasu having ass. But, and yes, I know it's like significantly not as hot as Amaterasu, but fucking deal with it. He's basically like worse Itachi. But, what? What is that? Oh no, I think I heard the fucking wind. But, yeah, no. Hell, when, like, All For One, like, appears, you know, melts people into the floor, most of everyone's fucking dead already, right? It's not... How the fuck is he supposed to recover from this? He had the fake quirk. The person who had the real one's fucking dead. Like, like, no, like, real talk. Like, for real. Well, technically, the person that has real quirk is still alive, but we're not gonna get into that right now. Because I've been saying, we all know things about Izuku at this point in time. Izuku has never been taking anyone seriously. Like, ever. Like, even when I said that he wasn't. Because technically, Izuku can do other things. Things that he just finds strenuous. Right? He finds it weird and uncomfortable. Like, he'll do it. But he's like, okay. Like, I don't know how to use this, so I might burn myself. Like, that kind of shit. Do you guys get it now? Quirks are literally in people's genes. Izuku infects people, gets information about their body, and copies shit over. Are you understanding yet? You feel it now, Mr. Krabs? Anyway, fucking... But no, like, real talk. Izuku technically had multiple other quirks. Technically. Like, technically he has Katsuki's. Technically he has fucking... And, God, who else? Who else? He has a lot of people's quirks. Nah, I think about it. Because, like, ever since he started experimenting with people, like, I would have blatantly had you people assume that, oh yeah, no, there were some people off screen that he took as experiments. He's kind of on some Orochimaru shit where he doesn't really care who you are or, like, what you're doing. As long as you are a healthy human being, you have his ire, and he will snatch you up in the middle of the night, take you down into his little basement, strap you down to a table, and start experimenting. Like, that's the type of shit that he's on. Right? His goal is to bring peace through unwavering subservience. Damn. Well, in a way, it's not subservience. It's just more like a back-of-the-mind thought. But, when it comes down to Izuku, when All for One comes out, Izuku just says, "You are the most incompetent creature I have ever seen in my life." All for One's just like, "What?" And he's just like, "Did I stutter? You are incompetent." You proceed to send some fucking numpty, some country fucking bumpkins to rob, like to steal my parents. That was a stupid idea. Off rip. That was just a dumb idea. Then you decide to do it again with elite members once they're under witness protection and no one knows where I am. Not even you knew that I was hiding in a vent, waiting for them to turn their backs, sneak into the portal that made, and he just kind of points at, like, the fucking... Oh, God. If any of you have watched The Wizard of Oz, that man, Korigiri, he kind of just went... Like, his clothes are the only thing left. Right? Because he's missed. Like, real talk, homie's fucking missed. So, Izuku is just kind of sitting there just like, explain to me how the fuck you were this stupid. Like, no, actually, I'm curious. For something that has been alive for so much longer than I have to say, you're the dumbest immortal thing that I have ever seen in my entire time existing. All Might has more common sense than you do. You understand that, right? It's blatantly fucking there, and you fuck it up. If you fucking laid your little pussy fucking pride aside, I need to get a successor. Like some fucking retarded payphone advertisement. You are stupid as fuck. Out of all the people, everything you could have done, you decided to fuck with the person with literal immortality. Howdy. And you know what's fucking funny? I have a question. Why do you think I left only 2 people alive out of this entire place? Flashback to Toga and Muscular and Twice. Yes, I forgot about Twice and Magna, okay? Chill. He killed Spinner. I'm not, why would he have a lizard alive? No. What the fuck you want me to have him as? A fucking, a pet? Right? Like, I could have went through the Stain incident, but Stain would have already died, right? Like, the only reason I say that is like, why the fuck would Stain die already? Why would Stain die off screen? Because Stain is a fucking pussy in comparison to fucking Nemesis. Let alone Mr. X and the fucking Nomu that Izuku infected. That fight would be over in 2 seconds. 1 second for him to run up on him. First second to knock his head off of his shoulders. Like, done. Done deal. Dead. Good show. Like, but for real though, like, if I don't see it necessary, I will skip over the Stain fight. Yeah, no, that's character development. For what? Ida realizing not to be a fucking idiot? No. No. Like, that and, like, shit didn't even happen the same way. Literally, school had to be shut down for 2 fucking years. Which is why I didn't go over it. Because Stain would have died off screen. very early in his I'ma kill heroes career. You know what I mean? Like, after, like, the first two people, Nemesis would be on his ass. Well, not Nemesis, Mr. X would be. Mr. X would be on his ass. Right? It's not that hard of a thing to, like, kind of connect the dots. Granted, Stain is an interesting character. But he's... I don't say that he's stupid often. But Stain had a weird ass problem. Like, apparently, according to the fucking some stuff, Stain was a psychopath, like, ended up getting his mind shattered or whatever the fuck. Can't remember what the fuck he is. Some shit. I don't know exactly what happened, because to be honest, I don't give a fuck about Stan as a character. I don't. Like, not in the fucking slightest. I don't like him as a character. I find him to be one of those, like, filler side villains that are not interesting. It's literally like, alright, I want you to imagine... Fuck, what fight was that in JoJo? I think it was JoJo Part 5 or Part 4, whatever the fuck it was. Might even be Part 6. Hell, know what? No. Stardust Crusaders. Let's go as early back as that. Guy who was literally playing poker with people's fucking souls. Granted, that was a tense fight, and I enjoyed it. But he was a side villain, which I fucking hate side villains. Like, granted, Dobby and them were a part of, like, the group. They were the fucking Akatsuki, right? But in all reality, I didn't like them. Right? I liked Twice and Toga. And I have zero reason to like anyone else. Like, I like the fucking Precincts of Death more than I like the original villain cast of, like, the group that they decided to go with. If they fucking put Rampa in the place of fucking Muscular, I would have enjoyed that fight. You feel me? Like, I would have enjoyed the fight on the mountain with fucking Izuku protecting Koda. But Muscular's character, like, granted, he was meant to be something for Izuku to punch on so he could become stronger and all this fucking bad. But come on now. Like, come on. But oh fuck, I realized I went on like a fucking 2-minute rant. I'm sorry if any of you guys are butthurt. I don't care. But when it comes down to it, Izuku during this, it's just basically explaining to All For One on how many times he could have, you know, got at him instead of his parents. How many times he would have been able to, like, survive the encounter if he didn't fucking go for his parents. And he's saying this, like, calm as hell, which kind of unnerves him, right? And he's calling him All For One, so he clearly fucking knows who he is. And he's like, oh, so are you the new vessel for One For All? And it's like, well, it's not like All Might had a fucking choice in the matter. The fucking All For One just kind of fucking, huh? What? And it's like, oh yeah, no, I mind controlled him, technically killed him, brought him back, made him give me the quirk. Because as long as his consciousness is dead, it doesn't matter. And if I replace it with a consciousness that I could control, I could take it to work. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. All for One still has his mask on, but there's a what the fuck face. But yeah, no, I have a question. Did you order pizza? And, coming smashing through the roof is All for One and all of the top 10s. Just the top 10 heroes coming for All for One's neck. Because Izuku, to say that Izuku wasn't like only stalling time during him monologuing is an understatement. Because Mr. X and the Nomu and all the people that Izuku infected, except for Katsuki because he's in a prison cell, are running in that bitch too. Like, Izuku wanted to make a statement. Because none of them are using their quirks. Not like All Might is in Small Might form right now. Right? And he busted through the fucking ceiling. Toshi couldn't do that. And without All for One, like One for All, what the fuck is going on? So the first installment of Fight Back, he's just kind of, All for One's trying to get away, but Hawks has air superiority. And to say that, like, Izuku hasn't infected animals is an understatement. Like, all he needs to do is literally just, like, go into a stream, cut himself once, and have the parasite multiply via, like germs and shit. That it would then kill and then undergo fucking mitosis. Basically giving everyone that would enter that stream or drink from that stream or etc. a fucking parasite. Right? Seems pretty logical. Which means there are birds that are infected. There's just a lot of infected shit just kind of coming down on him like a mountain. And granted, not all of them, all of the infected are of, like, Mr. X's strength level. They're, like, limiter removed, regular ass dude, right? People that do not have the regeneration of Izuku. That instead of having Kirei clan removal, they have Neko style removal. Nico style removal. You feel me? It's close. Super fucking close. But nah. Like, real talk. Izuku just kinda, during the fight, like a bone shard from one of the feathers of Hawks would nick All for One. And that's all Izuku needed, was just small nick. Small nick. And he ran up to him, and was able to land a punch in that same spot where Hawks nicked. Now, granted, he does have a small regeneration factor, All for One. I'm gonna say that he does, because, he needs it. His face is fucking nasty. But, after Izuku punches that spot, he left a piece of flesh of himself in its place. That flesh proceeded to burrow into his arm, which caused a lot of pain. and all for one to kind of like lose focus, because that is a lot of pain of whatever the fuck is moving through his arm like a small creature. And during basically this beatdown sent from God, like, because what's happening is essentially how do I explain this? He's surrounded like you're in a schoolyard fight, right? And at random, people would run behind him, cowards punch him, and run back into the crowd. That's basically what's happening. Right? And like, news helicopters are getting this. It's very clear there is a fight going on. No one knows what for, but there is a fight going on. And after basically the ass beating of a century, they have to pose it like, oh, Izuku and his parents were kidnapped. Says, fucking, I don't know, Endeavor. And everyone just kind of agrees with it, because Endeavor isn't one to lie about things such of this importance. And to say that Izuku was only defending his parents and himself kind of tipped that in Izuku's favor. Like, he didn't have to go to court anymore, so that's good. But slowly but surely, and this is where we're gonna leave it off permanently. This was the finale. Izuku would spread further and further, more and more, until there was nothing but essentially, well, infected folks. The entire planet may it be eating infected fish, crab, cow, coming in contact with infected items. Izuku would take over, bit by bit, sector by sector. They wouldn't know until it's too late. Izuku, after everything is infected, after everyone has this almost thing that ties them down to make them not violent, essentially to make people go about as if nothing happens. Only two people, well, couple people are immortal. Izuku never found love for anyone else. But slowly but surely, humanity became the pinnacle of technology. Truly the brightest minds ever were some of the biggest and best. They unified governments. They made sure that there was zero crime in every single location. During this process of complete and total shadow domination of every world and state and landmark, very few things on the world would not be infected. But those numbers dwindle day by day. Izuku found a way to reverse some of mankind's carbon footprint. And slowly but surely, mankind became marvelous. Towers which we reached the very tips of our atmosphere. With locations, instead of branching out and wide, they built up. The towers touching the heavens and punching angels. It was wonderful. Every story would have an end. What Izuku would do once humanity is truly at its zenith, at its prime. He would fade into the existence. He wouldn't die. You think Izuku Midoriya would die and not watch over his parents? Never. Never, not in a million years. Eventually, overpopulation would become a problem, however. So the first couple of men and women would go to colonize our moon. And over a couple of years, more people would go up. And more. And more. And more. And more. More and more people going up to the moon. After the moon would be colonized, stations would be erected not only around the moon, but around Earth. A project which would take a lot of resources and much, much time. Something that he would call the station. Nothing special, just the station. Something that could connect the moon with the planet's orbit, which is already there, however. But is what Izuku wanted to do. He wanted to make a ring around the world. So eventually he did. He made a ring. And around that ring was laced with protective turrets and living in house homesteads and slight farms, schools, housing, places to launch ships if needed. They would slowly become expansionists, their thirst for technology continuing. As humanity eventually would, however, hit a brick wall. Getting to Mars is unfeasible. At least for that point in time. But we finish off this story with firing a single drone which had a single thing attached. A very small life form that has been known to survive anything. No oxygen, nothing. That small life form only needed water. And by God, they found it. Granted, they had to add some themselves, but they found it. The red planet had water. Small amount, a very small amount. But this one creature could change everything with a snap of its finger. This was Izuku's virus. The first. He would slowly but surely make Mars habitable, making plants which would then create atmosphere over time near this water source. Slowly but surely, the planet of red would grow speckles of green and clouds. And once again, our story would continue. But since this story will forever move forward, there must be a stopping point. I hope all of you enjoyed. Have a nice day.